From tired to thriving, from silence to song, with a wide DC you belong. Let's start living, rise again. You are more than just a pain. Confident, bold, unashamed. Your discovery coach, remember the name. You're strong, you're seen, you're free to dream. YDC, 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 remember the name. Hey mama, you're more than enough. Hey mama, stand tall, you've given so much. You gave your all, now it's time to shine. You've been in the shadows, now step in the light. Rediscover your voice, take back your name. You're not just a mom, your power, your flame. From tired to thriving, from silence to song. With a YDC you belong. Let's start living.
And yes, we are live on another Friday. Thank you so much for joining me on another, well, it's kind of raining here where I am, on another Friday live. Thank you so much. I don't take your time for granted. As we're preparing for the holidays, I have a little, our Friday webinar will be something literally about the holiday and what happens during this time. Thank you so much. I hope we've been well in the past 1 week. It's nice to come here again and have this time with you. And remember, hey mamas, let's start living. Yes, let's go. So our topic for today is confidence builders. Who deserves your energy this season? Oh, it's also raining where you are. Okay, yes, it's been a very under the blanket kind of day. But yeah, let's go. So this topic for today is confidence builders. Who deserves your energy this season? Remember, mama, your energy is not finite. It's not unlimited. Some things deserve your energy. Some people deserve your energy, and some people plainly don't. Yes. So let's see as we throttle down. Today we're going to be entering a conversation that all confident women eventually have to master. Who actually deserves your energy? This holiday season stretches us in ways that we don't expect. Social expectations, cultural pressure, family obligation, even emotional labor. I remember growing up, my mom, Christmas used to be a little bit, it's interesting, but I just remember that there was a lot of work, and then she will now be very upset about the lot of work. Oh, really? Who sent her? Don't say I said that. But honestly, it was just, it was just too much. There was just this pressure, to want to do everything. And many women move through this season giving their energy to everyone and accept the people and activities that genuinely nourish them. So it's possible for you to give yourself to everything, to answer every call, to try and do everything, but you're not doing it, or you're not giving it to the people who actually and genuinely nourish you. So let's go on. Confidence is not loud. Confidence is selective. And I want to walk you through how to choose your relationships, your activities, and your emotional investments with clarity and without guilt. So you're going to be choosing. You're going to be choosy. Yes, you can't be everywhere. You can't give your energy everywhere. You can't just, scatter yourself around, because also the early holiday ends. And a lot of times when the holiday ends, a lot of people find themselves depleted. A lot of women find themselves depleted. They haven't rested. It feels like you need a holiday to recover from the holiday. And that's what we are trying to avoid as YDC women, your discovery coach women. Your energy is not a finite resource. that truth. Your energy is not um a finite resource. Your emotional energy is limited. Recognizing that your emotional energy is limited saves you a lot of havoc. We act like December gives us extra batteries, but it doesn't. It's the same batteries, it's the same level of energy that you have January to November. December doesn't come with extra batteries. Sometimes it doesn't even come with extra money. Sometimes, it just comes with more expectations, right? And the reason many women feel drained by January is because they spent December distributing their energy equally, even though the relationships were not equal. So it's in December that your classmates will remember. You know how someone that told you last year, let's keep in touch. They remember throughout the year. They haven't remembered, then they remember. They say, oh, you're on the phone constantly. You're there, sending messages, answering messages. You're constantly, you're being drained, but you can't say it because it kind of also makes you feel good, right? People are remembering you, you kind of feel cared for. But the people who are there for you, who are your friends, who are your family, who have been constant throughout the year, they start to suffer because of relationships that, before the year ends, I need to keep my word. I need to catch up with this person or catch up with that person. Your once in a while, friends. Your energy is a sacred resource and not everyone should have access to it. I want you to start to think about your energy as it's not accessible to everyone. It's not everyone I need to give the same level of energy. It's not everyone I need to pour into, because where you are pouring from is not a never ending resource. You have to take out time. In the holiday, your children are in the house with you, for instance. They need more time with you. They need more of your energy. Your relationship with your husband needs more of your energy. So you will need to be protective. Treat it as something sacred and not, distribute it to every church event, everything that is happening in the church, everything that's happening in the community, everything that's happening everywhere and nowhere. Saying yes to everyone is not generosity. Most times it's self-abandonment dressed as kindness. You just want to be kind. You just want to be loved. You just want to be seen. But you are in the process abandoning yourself. Have you ever finished from a full, program of doing everything for everyone, and you have asked yourself, what have I done? You feel stressed, you feel drained. And the honest truth is sometimes you even feel resentful because people don't give that kind of energy back to you. So let's talk about the lie that we were taught. Many of us were raised to believe it's the holidays and you must show up. So you are trying to show up for everything. You're trying to show up for your friends. You're trying to show up for, distant family. I'm not saying don't have your family reunions, but even in that, find a way to conserve your energy. You don't have to talk to every single, attend to every single thing. You're not especially if it's a family gathering, you will need to learn how to allow other people to help. It's the holidays, you must show up, you must greet everyone, you don't have to disappoint family. The things that we were taught, you can't disappoint, they are family. So someone turns up at your door, but you're not even ready to receive them. And then something tells you that you just have to be available, whether it's convenient or not. Family is not defined by DNA. It is defined by safety. Who are the people that you feel safe around? Sometimes your family even comes around and your children are struggling. You know why they're struggling? Because those family members have never even really learned how to talk. So you have family members coming into your house and then they tell your children, see this one, you're getting fat too. People that don't know how to talk. See, look at her. And then they start to make your own family, your own immediate family uncomfortable. Because after all, it's Christmas. Anybody can come into your space. Anybody can come into your house. So children are, feeling 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 second class just because it's Christmas time. Whatever you do, I would advise, my big advice would be protect your family, protect your immediate family, protect your children, because it's also a time that people tend to be careless. It's also a time that people tend to, not, there's this spirit, everybody's feeling high and happy. But tend to the young ones that are around you, to the ones that, they are your offspring, because this is also a time where people make careless statements that could puncture the work you're trying to do in your children. So family is not only defined by DNA, it's defined by who you are, who are the people that you feel safe around, that you can safely say that these are my children. Your children can be safe around them. Family is anyone in whose presence allows you to exhale. You don't need to be everywhere. You don't need to entertain everyone. You don't need to pour yourself out in the name of tradition. Confidence begins when you stop performing and start honoring your truth, your emotional truth. So you know you don't feel comfortable around certain family members, right? Because for one reason or the other, your values don't align, their lifestyle doesn't align with you. And somehow you don't want them to say, oh, okay, when I went to that person's house, I was uncomfortable. Set your rules. That's a confident woman. The woman you're becoming is a confident woman. Set your rules. No, we don't do this in this house. We don't watch TV by this time in this house. It's your house. Set your rules. Protect your children. Protect the relationships that matter the most. Don't at the detriment of a relationship that is every once in a while. You now punish the ones that are so close to you, that are closest to you. You need to be careful about that. There are three relationship buckets that I want us to look at for the purpose of this class, for the purpose of this season. Every relationship you have falls into one of these buckets. You have the bucket one, the nourishing relationships. These are your safe places. These are people who make you feel seen. They make you feel supported. They make you feel energized, where your voice is welcomed, where your presence is valued, and your nervous system relaxed. You're not walking on eggshell around them. You're free to be yourself. You're free to laugh. You're free to express how you feel. Oh, this thing made me feel this way, and then they will not take it personal. So those nourishing relationships, those people that you can come to and somehow you can let your shoulder down. You don't have to your heart doesn't have to be constricted. You don't have to palpitate just because you're having a conversation with someone and then the person is spiraling out of control. No, those are your nourishing relationships. When you come to them, you can laugh, you can pray, you can just be yourself. These relationships deserve your yes. So these are the type of relationships that you should be prioritizing this Christmas. These relationships deserve your yes, your presence, your time, and your emotional availability. The second bucket of relationships are the neutral relationships. They don't harm you. They're not there for harming you. They are just hello, hi. They remember you once in a while. They remember you every year on your birthday. They text you just thinking of you on your birthday. They text you on New Year Day, just thinking of you this New Year, or you're even in their broadcast. So they're not even texting you, they're broadcasting to all the people in their contact list, and that's fine. They don't also feel you. So they're not nourishing you, but they're also not draining you. They don't fill you up. These ones you put your boundaries. These ones you put your boundaries. You prioritize, this holiday. Who are you giving your time to? If someone in the neutral bucket comes up and says, I need 20-30 minutes of your time, ask yourself, at what cost? To what detriment? You don't just give them the 20 minutes, 30 minutes of your time because they just appeared from nowhere. This one, you give them shorter visits. You're not spending all day with them. You give them structured access. You don't overcommit, and don't feel guilty. We can't be friends with everyone, and that's the honest truth. Make peace with that. You don't feel guilty about it. You don't feel guilty about, some level of access is okay, but no, you need to be jealous about who has access to your energy, because your energy is actually your life, right? So you need to be jealous about it. And when you guard that particular, access to you, when you guard that particular access to you, right? Don't feel guilty. That's the watchword. Don't feel guilty. Do what you need to do and move on. And then the third bucket are the draining relationships. These are the relationships you enter, you start to feel small. You start to what's that thing again? You start to feel small. You start to question your life decisions. So you get into someone's presence. You've decided that, okay, now I want to start baking, and I just want to start baking. That's what I want to do now, before I go to the next thing. And then somebody says she's your friend and then starts to watch you. How is it baking that after studying engineering in school you are baking? I don't even understand. They make you feel small. They drain you. They question you. They make you question yourself. They make you walk on eggshells around them. No, those are the type of relationships that they must not enter. They leave you feeling depleted. Every time you come to that particular space, there's always grumbling, complaining, murmuring. It's best to protect your energy. Your energy is not finite. You don't go to a place where people are, constant. See, it's very hard for me. There's some phone calls that are very hard for me right now to make, because I'm like, okay, when I call you now, all you do is to complain. Is either you're complaining about the government, or you're complaining about taxes, or you're complaining that just one thing or the other. There's never anything joyful around you. Such a relationship is draining. And I've learned, to put boundaries. You don't have access. You can't come and steal my joy. No. Even if I am bothered about something, I don't think I want to come to you, because you will only make me see the baddest side of it. No, you need to be protective about your energy. There are people who make you people These are the people who make you shrink. They make you perform, they justify you, and they make you freeze emotionally. Unfortunately, some of these people are family members, and that's topic for another day. You can't necessarily avoid them, but I would advise you to systematically remove yourself from situations, from sitting down with them for long, to have long conversations with them, because there's no need. It's the same energy, it's the same time and energy you need to become who you need to become, to build who you are. So when you can, and as much as you can, they should not be receiving equal access to your energy. This is not cruelty. It is you displaying your confidence. It's you displaying, all that you're learning, all that you are becoming. You're displaying your confidence. You should be able to set boundaries without guilt. Set boundaries around this time. Somebody wants you to, go somewhere that you had no, it wasn't in your calendar. You had no business, going there. Fine, I can't make it. No is a complete sentence. The earlier you learn how to make it, the earlier you know how to use that sentence, the better. It's confidence, and it's not cruelty. You are not rejecting people. You are protecting your own emotional health. So when people, even, some of these draining people, the most people in this third bucket that are drainers, right? They even try and make you feel bad. They try and make you feel, no, but you're protecting. Just, protect without apology. Protect yourself without apology. Protect your space without apology. And then this season is something else we need to be doing. Emotional energy budgeting. It's just the same way you budget your money, you budget your food, you budget, okay, I have 10 people coming, I need to go to the market. You make a budget for all things you need, you make a list. It's the same thing you need to do about your energy. Very few women plan their energy. They plan their outfits, they plan for food, they plan their money, but for the energy that they have, they have not planned it. So what I try to do when it's the holiday time and it's so busy, what I personally try to do is to, because sometimes I give the children maybe 30 minutes, 1 hour more extra to rest. It's holiday, right? Sometimes it depends on what has gone on during the week. But I make sure that even while they are resting, all my inner work, all my deep work, I do it in the morning before anybody wakes up, so that I'm not feeling that I am wasting my day doing nothing. So I try to do, so I don't say, oh, it's the holiday, let me take a break from doing the inner work, from doing the deep work, from doing reflection, from doing journaling, from praying. No, there's no holiday for that. Some things are standard and some things are non-negotiable for me. So what I try and do is to plan that energy. I plan my energy. My morning energy is not for the things that make them happy per se, the food they're going to eat and all that. I plan that to make sure that in the morning, while I give them a few more minutes, I'm able to put in more for myself. I'm able to put in more, so that during the day when I have to take them here, there, and there, I'm not feeling like I am empty. I make sure that I have filled myself first, because sometimes, yes, when it's the holiday, you have activities you want to do with the family, and family is very key and very important. So you have children, you want to do this, that, and there, but plan your energy. Your energy is a currency. Spend it with wisdom. Don't say it's the holiday season, let me throw away all that I have to do concerning, my becoming, your reading, your reflections, whatever it is that, keeps you, whatever it is that keeps you in that space of becoming. Plan for it. Don't throw it away just because the kids are home or the children are home. Ask yourself, this week, which relationships give me the highest return? That's another way to plan for your energy. Which relationships give me the highest return? So that when somebody comes to you, you already know where to place relationships. You know where to place people. You know where to place things. What relationships give me peace? What relationships give me joy? What relationships give me connection and alignment? I'm going to budget this time for them. I'm going to budget my energy for them. I'm going to budget, this is the time I'm going to spend with my children. This time I'm going to spend with my husband. These are the people that matter, right? These are the people that are closest to me. And these are the relationships that give me the highest return. Or in my relationship with maybe a few of my friends who maybe we pray together and all that, I give those relationships, I budget for you. Which relationships are emotionally expensive? Some relationships cost too much of your happiness. They cost too much of your clarity, especially when you're not, maybe you just found your voice. You've been listening to my Friday lives, you just found your voice, or you found a program that tells you can be more. But there's these people that you have been relating with before you found that program, and then they don't understand. What are they talking about? They don't understand all this farah people are talking about. Hello, Esther. They don't understand all these things people are talking about. And then they want to berate what you're doing. You're reading too much. You're doing too much. Your own is too much. You're too confident now. Oh, your parenting is too much. This is too much. Please, some relationships are emotionally expensive. Make sure that in your budgeting, you don't budget for them. They cost you your happiness. They cost you clarity. They cost you your confidence. It's best you don't budget for such relationships. Define it and know what it is that, define it. Know the things that, be clear about it so that when it comes, right, you're not guessing. You already know, okay, I'm not going in here. And then some who are the emotional debtors, people you always pour into, but they will never pour into you. When they're tired, when they're stressed, your number is on speed dial, but they will never pour into you. They can't pour into you. Be careful, right? People you always pour into, but they will never pour into you. Confidence is emotional budgeting. Be confident about doing this emotional budgeting. Be confident about it, because the truth about it is that the more you stay in places that don't grow you, the more you're wasting your energy, the more you're wasting your time. And those two things make up your life. Make up your life. Wherever your energy and your time goes to, that's where your life goes to. So if it's a constant thing, if it's something that keeps happening, you're not going anywhere. Why are you dragging that weight? You don't need to drag that weight. You need to put that weight aside. It's necessary for your own becoming. And you need to be selfish about it, because at the end of the day, when something happens and you're not, if something happens and you're not able to enter into the vision that you believe for your life, you're going to find yourself blaming yourself. You're going to find yourself blaming yourself. You're going to ask yourself, what have I done with my life? You see, that question is a very hard question. What have I done with my day? What have I done with my life? What have I done with my daylight? And that's where you don't want to be. You cannot overspend emotionally and expect to feel whole. There must be also a budget for rest. There must be a budget for, if your husband is at home this period and you tell him, honey, I need you to take these kids for 1 hour. Not 1 hour and then you're scrolling on your phone. No, 1 hour for emotional drinking. You drink for your own rest. You give yourself to rest. It's necessary. You cannot overspend emotionally. You cannot be everybody's backbone. You make the breakfast, you make the lunch, you make the dinner, you're the mental calendar, you're this, you're that, Learn to ask for help. It's necessary. You will learn to ask for help. You will learn to say, I need 10 minutes to myself. It's not a crime. Some men need to be reminded. We forgive them. But honestly speaking, you will need to demand what you want concerning yourself. You see, you can't be just point. You'll be burnt out, you'll be angry, you'll be snapping at the kids. For every time you take time to rest, you're actually doing a favor to even the family that you're taking care of, because you will be so burnt out, so angry, so emotional, so touchy, and all that. So even in all that you do in the holiday period, find the confidence to say, I want to have time to myself. I want to have time to rest. I want to have time for my own self. I want to be able to read 10 minutes a day, and I would read 10 minutes a day. Nobody should disturb it. Teach your children that mommy also needs time to herself. I'm also going to be talking about holiday identity patterns. Another thing women don't realize is that during holidays, we often revert to old childhood identities. You go back into environments where your emotional patterns were formed, and without noticing, you shrink into roles that you've outgrown. Let me give you an example. If you grew up as a peacemaker, you start to find out that this holiday period, especially if family is around and it's like a family reunion type of thing, you now start to try to soften yourself. If you were the fixer, you try to overfunction. Everything has to be okay for everyone. If you were the quiet one, you silence yourself, because everybody has come in. All those people that knew you from childhood, that recognized you, that know your former patterns. They don't know your story now. They don't know that you are evolving, but they know your former patterns and everything. They are around now. So everybody was like, oh, this person used to be quiet. So you just don't know. It's just quietly, you just go back to that silent girl again. You were the invisible one. You now disappear again. Let me just hide. Let me just hide. Let me not talk too much. If you were the strong one, you carry more than your share during this period. This season, I want you to walk in as your adult identity. Those identities that you have dropped, drop them and start to walk in your adult identity, not the over responsible child that you used to be. And that now, that is confidence. That is confidence. Sometimes old environments don't recognize your growth. So you are around, maybe there's a what they call that thing, school reunion, for instance. All those people knew you when you were younger, when you were living in survival mode, when you didn't know you didn't know what was troubling you, right? So you were neither here nor there. You were just in survival because parenting happened to to you, to us. Now, when old environments don't recognize your growth, it's easy to try and slip back into that old pattern. That old pattern. You meet people you haven't seen in months or even years, and they still relate to the version of you that no longer exists. You've been growing, you've been healing. You've been doing your the inner work. You've been healing the child, inside of you. You've been breaking patterns. You've been rediscovering yourself. But some family members or old acquaintances still talk to you like the old you. They still talk to you like you're the quiet girl. They still talk to you like the obedient daughter. They still talk to you like the helper who never said no. They still have that expectation of you. They still don't know. They still talk to you like, you can't set boundaries. They still talk to you like you're the woman who tolerated everything. And when they speak to you from that old memory, that's when your confidence will get tested. So this holiday period, you might see people who, you haven't seen in a long time, you haven't heard from in a long time. Your confidence will be tested. Your confidence will be tested, not because you haven't grown, but because they haven't updated their understanding of who you are. Some people's memory of you is outdated, and that is not your own responsibility to correct. When you return to old environments, you are not going back as the version that they knew. You are going back as the woman that you are becoming. That's where your confidence starts to show. That's where your confidence starts to show. Some of them might even make fun. They might make mockery, and that's okay, but they don't know you. They don't know you anymore. It's possible to have known somebody all your life, but you haven't seen them in a while and you don't know them because things have happened. People grow. People outgrow their identities. People change. People reinvent themselves. So don't let anyone, make you shrink because it's the holiday period and everybody's coming together to have fun, to tell their stories, or, to to just gather as a family, especially with family members. They want to dwell somehow in that old version of you. Is it not you? You hear things like, is it not you? But don't let that shake your confidence. Don't let that shake your confidence. So if someone questions your boundaries, if someone mocks your confidence, if someone challenges your choices or treats you like the same girl who used to shrink, don't lose your footing. Their familiarity does not define your identity. Confidence isn't about getting everyone to acknowledge your growth. It's about staying rooted in who you are now. And even when people treat you like you, who you were then, it's about staying rooted. It's about you staying rooted. So stay rooted in the knowledge of who you are. Stay rooted in the discovery that you're discovering yourself. Stay rooted in it. Stay rooted in it. We're just going to, because I wanted this class to be as short as possible. I didn't want to exceed 30 minutes, but I see there's already 30 minutes, and I'll just be rounding up in the next 5 to 10 minutes. Right. I want you to give yourself an assignment this week as we go into the full holiday season. Look at your holiday schedule. That's your assignment from me. Look at your holiday schedule. Look at all the visits that you've planned, all the gatherings if you've planned, all the calls, all your family traditions, things that you will do, and ask yourself, which one am I doing from duty just because it's expected of me, and which one am I doing from alignment? So there are some calls that you may not need to make. There's some visits you've because what? Is it from alignment? Is it because it is you want to do it? Or it's just I'm forced to do it? This relationship forces me to do it. So you need to look at what serves you, or look at what serves you. Look at what grows you. Don't abandon your growth just because it's the holiday. And this type of holiday is the holiday that has a lot of fancy, a lot of paparazzi, a lot of, you hear things. If you're in Nigeria, you hear things like Dirty December, and things like that. A lot of pressure that comes with this holiday. A lot of trying to prove. A lot of somebody asking you, what are you still doing with your life? Oh, you are still at home. Hey, as Kokoma not grown now. What are you still doing? She's not breastfeeding again. And what are you doing? A lot of pressure that comes with family gathering together. Aunties that will not mind their business. Aunties that ask silly questions. Aunties that will ask you when your egbon will have a burro. So many questions that bring so much pressure. So much pressure. Find a way to say, I will stay grounded through this pressure, and I will not allow myself to sink or to be lost. I will not allow my growth to be stunted just because of a 2-week period that people are, bombarding me left and right. Choose one nourishing relationship, just one person who makes you feel grounded or genuinely yourself. And I want you to do one intentional action. So this is your assignment for the week. I want you to do one intentional action, and that to help you to prioritize that relationship. Pay the person. So it's not everybody. We've talked about the 3 buckets, right? So take one person from your nourishing bucket, for instance. Leave the people in your neutral bucket, your draining bucket. In fact, empty it, pour it somewhere. But from your nourishing bucket, prioritize that relationship. Do something for that relationship that will grow that relationship. Show your appreciation for that relationship. It can be a longer visit to the person. It can be a heartfelt conversation. It can be saying no to something else. It can be creating a new tradition. But make sure you're prioritizing the relationships that really matter. It could be with your husband. It could be with your children. Just make sure that whatever you're doing, you're prioritizing your own nourishing relationships, your own growth, and your own self. Confidence sounds like my energy is intentional. My energy is intentional. My energy is intentional. So I would end it here, and I'll say, for this holiday, honor your energy, honor your peace, honor your growth, choose what feeds you, release what drains you. Your energy is not for everyone. Let me say that again. I honor my energy. I honor my peace. I honor my growth. I choose what feeds me. I release it, release what drains you, whatever it is that drains you. Even if it's not a person, if it's a thing, release what drains you. My energy is not for everyone. Wherever your energy goes, wherever your time goes, that's where your life goes. Now that's confidence. Confidence knows that something does not benefit you, and you are able to say, it's enough. I don't want to have anything to do with this thing anymore, without guilt, without shame, without feeling bad, without feeling small, without feeling obliged. Because it's the feeling of obligation that also makes us to stay in places that we have no business staying, or to stay in, things that are constantly draining us. A confident woman knows what she wants and she's clear about it, and that's the woman that you're becoming. Confidence grows in private, in the choices nobody sees but your soul feels. If this spoke to you, you can send me a DM on one relationship or one activity you are prioritizing this week. Send me a DM. I would love to hear from you. I would love to see what it is that you're prioritizing as we enter into the into the holiday period. And I want to also thank you once again for everyone who comes every Friday and listens. I don't take your time for granted. And remember my favorite phrase of all time: hey, mamas, let's start living. Thank you, and do have an amazing, amazing weekend.